Welcome back to MUA-TV. This is installment number 21, I believe. My notes are correct, yes. Installment number 21. And I am coming to you, not live, but on tape, from the Orlando MUA-TV studio. And by the way, we are about to expand the Hollywood MUA-TV studio to twice its size because we're getting ready to do a daily show. All right, a daily live show that's going to start in approximately about 4 to 6 weeks from now. All right, and I'm speaking to you. What is today's date, guys?
16th.
The 6th date. One of you.
March 16th.
March 16th. All right, I have the peanut gallery over here, as they used to say when I watched Howdy Doody. All right, so what we have now. Firstly, all right, I apologize for not being around to do these backstage chats for a long time, and I'm really sorry because not only do I know that our viewers enjoy them, but I really enjoy doing them very, very much. There's been a series of very unfortunate events, actually, if I can use that title from the film, that have happened in my life and a few of the lives of my friends, close friends, and some of the employees that work for me. And I'll go into that in a minute or so. But I'd like to talk about, first I want to thank all the people at Gold's Gym in Orlando for keeping me in shape. I don't know whether or not you people follow MUA TV as much as some others do who have noticed. When I started MUA TV, I was kind of following the route of a lot of people in the industry that really forget that nutrition and exercise is very, very important. And when I changed my ways real quick, I have actually lost over 100 pounds, all right, in less than 1 year, and I'm back to my fighting weight. All right, I'm down to like, I don't know what I am now, 160 pounds, something like that, 162 pounds. And so I do about an hour or so on the treadmill, which you should do also every day if you're going to keep in shape to be able to work those long hours in the movie business. And get yourself a trainer if you can afford one. If not, get in that gym and work. All right, machines or free weights. Get yourself in shape. All right, you'll last. You'll be a lot happier. You'll have a lot more energy. You'll live a lot longer. All right, so that you can work a lot more. All right, so my thanks to people at Gold's Gym, not only in Hollywood, California, but also down here at the Turkey Lake facility right next to Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, the city beautiful, as they say, whoever they may be. I want to make an announcement. I know that if you're watching MUA TV, you already know about it, and that is that this old guy here called Joe Blasco is back in business, working in the movie business, right? And I believe I happen to be the only makeup school owner that actually has current credits, all right? And not just current credits doing beauty makeup, but I'm talking some pretty interesting special makeup effects, which I'm very pleased and honored to be able to do for a wonderful company called True Entertainment that is based in New York. And they do a show, it's a very popular show called Mystery Diagnosis. And you may be familiar with it. It airs on the Discovery Health Channel every Monday at 10 p.m., all right, nationwide. And I just completed 4 episodes, and the first episode aired last week, and hopefully you were able to catch that because we have been advertising it on cards on MUA TV, and that episode was called, I believe, The Lady Whose Legs Turned Black, and the episode which just aired, and the one that I'm most proud of, is The Man Who Tripled in Size, and this one is possibly going to be nominated for an Emmy Award, so we'll see what happens with that one. And then next week we have another episode, and I believe it is, I don't know the title, but there's a very young baby, 18 months old actually, that I had to create very specialized prosthetic appliances for, because you can't use adhesives and all of the various and sundry and sometimes questionable materials that we use on adults. You can't use those same materials on children who have, especially infants, who have very, very sensitive skin. So I had to do a lot of research and development in producing a material, and I'll tell you all about it on a future episode of MUA TV where I am actually going to explain each one of the programs, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did the makeup, because we took step-by-step photos of everything that I did on most of these episodes. So anyway, we worked for this baby, and this baby had to be covered in blisters, and it was quite a challenge to be able to do that. And then there's another episode that I believe will be the episode after that one, in approximately 2 weeks or so. And it is the story of a young lady who wakes up one morning and finds herself covered in blisters practically from head to foot. And that also was quite a challenge. And the thing that was so challenging about this is that we weren't really using pre-made appliances that were custom appliances. And the episode that just aired, the man who tripled in size, where I had to create a really fat face, a swollen face, because the man had capillary leakage syndrome. I was fortunate enough to have Matthew Mungle send me about 5 or 6 full face pieces and several pieces of foam latex appliances that were meant to create swelling. The problem is none of them fit, because none of them they weren't custom made. They weren't even generic pieces. They were actually made to fit other performers. So, when you make a generic piece, you normally sculpt it in a way that is going to enable it to fit just about anybody you want to put it onto, right? And but these were made specifically for other performers, so they weren't even generic pieces. So I had to go through this whole routine of cutting and splicing and piecing and bondoing, and it was quite a challenge. And so you'll be seeing all about that in one of my future makeup moments, all right? And so that's Mystery Diagnosis. And so just remember, every Monday night at 10 p.m. on the Discovery Health Channel. And also, they will be rerunning these shows on the Learning Channel for months. So if you miss it, you'll be able to catch it on the Learning Channel, all right? And so let's see here. I've got so many notes. There's 2 more shows we're going to be doing. I am my associate, Doug Schatz, who is actually not a makeup artist. In fact, he started with my company as an accountant, and he has been assisting me in doing these shows. And hang on one second. While I have the opportunity, let me introduce you to Rudy. Hi, Rudy. You say hello to the world of makeup. This is our little cruelty-free mascot, Rudy. Okay, now do you want to go down now? You want to get off the bed? Go ahead. Off the bed, listen to me. Get off the chair. That's it. All right, now, so what we're doing here now is we're continuing to do the more challenging episodes of Mystery Diagnosis, and I am using these episodes not only to keep myself continually interested in being a makeup artist, but I am also, and lately it's been quite difficult, I am also using these episodes to teach my students. And so we're using it as a forum, a teaching forum. And in my classroom, I actually take the discs that True Entertainment is kind enough to send me of each of these episodes, and we will run these discs, run the episodes in our theater, where we have a very large screen. You can see it in HD, beautiful living color, as they used to say. And I explain it, and I do demonstrations also in showing exactly how those makeups were achieved. So it's a very exciting time right now at Joe Blasco, and we have 2 new. There's a lot of great stuff happening at both schools, Hollywood and Orlando. But we also have the new school that is going to be opening in New York. We're slated to open in New York either August 9th or October, first Monday in October, I believe. It's one of those 2 months. We haven't quite decided exactly which it's going to be, but we're beginning to advertise that fact, and we've got a tremendous amount of interest from people all over the New York area, on the entire northeastern seaboard, who don't really want to make the trip to Los Angeles, do not want to make the trip to Florida, and they would rather stay around New York. So We're going to open a makeup school there. We've been threatening that now for a couple of years, but it's coming. It is coming in real soon. As a matter of fact, to let you know that it is coming, we're giving you a preview of what the education at that school is going to be like. And the education is going to be shown, kind of as a sneak preview, so to speak, in a seminar, a 2-day seminar that we are offering at, and I believe the name of the establishment is the New York City Hair Design Institute. And Salvatore there, the owner of the school, has been very, very kind in cooperating with us and in helping us pull this all together. And that is going to be at 800 8th Avenue, I believe, right across the street, or kind of kitty corner from the New Yorker Hotel, which is right south, I believe, on the same side of the street as the Empire State Building. So we're right in Midtown, right there. And that's where we're going to be starting our school, in that area as well, so that we are right available to everybody, no matter where you are in Manhattan. It's going to be an equal amount of distance for you to travel, all right? And so we have that going on. And this 2-day seminar, by the way, is going to have several very prominent makeup artists that I'm flying in to New York from Los Angeles, as well as prominent makeup artists from the New York area, like Landy Dean, for instance. Landy Dean, the dean of eyebrows, all right? They call him the Wow Brow Man. And he's going to teach you his techniques, some of which are mine, because he was one of my graduates, and I'm very proud of him. He's taken what I've taught him, and he's advanced it, and done very well with it. He works in a salon there in New York, where his specialty is creating classic brows, right? Designing and tweezing and sketching classic brows. But he does makeup for film and for television and for all sorts of wonderful things, especially for editorial, for magazine covers and things of that nature. And that's Landy Dean. We also have my #1 apprentice, Kelsey Fry, who apprenticed with me that many years ago. And Kelsey is a delightful young lady who is a makeup artist, and recently she has been Donald Sutherland's personal makeup artist. She has also worked with Diane Keaton as her personal makeup artist for many, many years, and works on several film and television shows as a day checker, as a journeyman makeup artist. She is a local of 706, and she has a movie coming out soon, and I'll be giving you the name of that movie a little later on in the program when I get to the page that tells me exactly the name of the movie. I haven't seen it yet. We have at the Hollywood makeup schools, the Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Centers, by the way. That's the official name. Our schools are called Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Centers, all right? And nice professional sounding name. Explains very explicitly exactly what it does. No little fancy schmancy, cutesy, dumb names that we're attaching to it. It's just a makeup artist training center, Cut and dry. That's what we do. That's what we've always done for over 34 years, and that's what we'll continue to do, hopefully for another 34 to 50 or more years, all right? And I may still be around. If I still keep going to the gym and eating and exercising properly, I may still be around. God forbid. Anyway, so we've got the Masters 1 program coming up, which we've just started. What is the Masters 1 program? Well, the Masters 1 program is a combination of the actual professional makeup course, which is 11 weeks in duration, coupled with the 4-week advanced prosthetics program, right? So if you can take the professional makeup program, or you can take the Masters 1 program, which is a combination of those two, all right? And we have Mike McCracken coming in from from Los Angeles to take part in instruction of the advanced prosthetics program, as well as perhaps the week of actual appliance application, where we show how to apply foam latex pieces, gelatin pieces, and silicone pieces. And to a lesser extent, for theatrical productions, slip rubber pieces, okay? And so we have Michael McCracken coming in. We also have a gentleman, a very, very talented gentleman by the name of Warren Kirshner, who is one of my graduates from Canada. And he is just an amazing artist. I don't know if you recall, I'm sure you do recall seeing our school catalogs where we had a fantastically intricate alien creature with all kinds of horns coming from it. Well, that creature, that alien, was designed by none other than Warren Kirshner. And I'm very pleased and happy to have both Warren and Michael McCracken Jr. and Warren Kirshner as part of our team coming up very, very, very soon. And so we have the Masters 1 program. Now, listen to this. For you people who are incredibly serious, all right, and or if you are already a makeup artist and you've already been in the business, or if you're a newcomer and you want to really jump into a course, you know, that's going to really sink you, neck deep in makeup artistry, we have the Masters 2 program. Now, what is the Masters 2 program? Well, the Masters 2 program goes way beyond the Masters 1, in as much as it is 32 weeks in duration. That's right, 32 weeks, that's a long time. And we have master makeup artists from Hollywood and from New York who are taking part in teaching the program. People like, we've got Kim Green, for instance. Kim Green just flew down here, and she is teaching script breakdown and continuity and budgeting. And she is just wonderful. You know, she's Drew Barrymore's makeup artist, or has worked definitely with Drew Barrymore many, many times. She did the film Jason Goes to Hell, and Anchorman with Will Ferrell. I mean, and the list goes on and on. There's a lot of wonderful films that she's done. And with Diana Aves, spelled A-I-D-E-S, I believe. Diana Aves is a very prominent makeup artist, very talented as well, just as Kim is. Diana is from New York, does a lot of print work, and she has just recently come down here to the Orlando School to teach the first few weeks of beauty makeup, as well as our airbrushing course. And, by the way, our airbrushing course is really flying very rapidly and being incredibly accepted as a premier course on airbrushing. And I went through all kinds of contortions, trying to work out deals with these airbrush companies who provide airbrush makeup. And I don't know. They look at me like I'm money bags or something. There is a limit to how much abuse I can take, especially when I'm giving everybody a lot of free publicity. So guess what? We're coming out with our own airbrush makeup. All right. So in class we are using our own airbrush makeup. I'm just done trying to work deals out with airbrush companies that don't seem to understand when they get a good deal going and a hell of a lot of free publicity. So we're going to do it ourselves. All right, and we are bringing in airbrush equipment from Iwata, and our students are able to take those all the airbrush compressors and airbrush, or the actual airbrushes themselves, home. It becomes their property. Okay, and that's their part of their materials. And so we're going to be doing airbrushing in the Masters 2 program, not only for beauty makeup, but also for the appliances and for aging and for bald caps and all of that. So there will be airbrush worked into each phase of the Masters 2 program. Now, being that the whole situation with airbrushing is kind of somewhat controversial, because it's been more and more it's being brought up, and it was originally brought up by Dick Smith's concerns about the breathing of the fumes, the particles that permeate the air, in a trailer that isn't well ventilated, or even in a trailer that is well ventilated, or a makeup room that's well ventilated. You just can't help but see the particles in the air. And if you can see the particles in the air, which are the particles of pigment, talc, bismuth oxide, all sorts of various and sundry materials that are powdered pigments held in suspension. And when you blow these through the airbrush, it gets in the air, and if it gets in the air, and if you're not properly, protected, you will breathe this in. Now, there's talc, which are like little tiny pieces of rock, that do not dissolve, that will embed themselves into your lungs. So that can't be healthy. So we have a way of teaching our students how to protect the actress or the actor in the chair so that they will not breathe these particles, as well as to also protect the makeup artist so that they themselves are not going to succumb to any mesothelioma types of diseases in the future and where the attorneys are going to run rampant. In fact, honestly, I'm surprised that one of these ambulance chaser attorneys hasn't already jumped on, the fact that people have been now breathing airbrush particulates for the past at least 10 years or more. And, somebody's going to come up with some money-making scheme to try and prove that, they got sick from breathing airbrush, but that's down the line. Until then, we will teach you how to properly work with an airbrush so that you are not breathing in the particulates, all right? Neither you as an artist nor your talent. And so we have all of that happening, and we have an advanced beauty course also, which is separate from the other courses. And if, let's say, for instance, you are enrolled in the professional program during the day, you can take an additional advanced beauty program in the evening. So you'd be in class for 8 hours during the day, and then you go take a break for dinner, and then you come back and you're in class for another 4 to 6 hours. So you really have to be dedicated, and these are the kind of people we're looking for as students. So if you want to put forth that kind of energy, which is what we're looking for, then these classes are designed specifically for you, and you will learn a lot and become one of the best in the field. You reap what you sow. You put a lot out there, you're going to get a lot back. You put an awful lot out there. What people don't rip you off of, you're going to get back also. Righty, so we'll continue here. We got back to the seminar. We got Kelsey Fry, Travis Pates, Rob Berman, Fred Blau. Love Fred Blau. Love Rob Berman. He's one of the famous Berman family, and Landy Dean, Kelsey Fry. There's so many people that are going to be there. I'm going to be there, haunting the place, doing all of the introductions and helping out and doing one or two demonstrations myself. And that's going to be in April, and I believe that's going to be on as I said, the 10th and the 11th, which is a Saturday and a Sunday, at the New York Hair Design Institute at 800 8th Avenue in Manhattan. In this episode, okay, which is, I call it episode, in this installment number 21, we have an interview with Landy Dean. So if you want to become more familiar with Landy Dean and who he is and why he is who he is, stay tuned during this installment and watch the interview that I did with Landy Dean. And there's a Makeup in Motion also done by Travis Pates. And we have tons and tons and tons of fantastically edited excerpts, which are promos for our other site, which is called themakeupspace.com, okay? And Bryce Cottle, our master editor, and actually he's really become kind of like the man that puts MUA-TV all together for every installment, has put that together, has put all of these together. So you'll see each one of the artists, B. Neal and Greg Canham and Matthew Mungle and Ronnie Spector and Gil Mosco and Kim Green and everybody that took part in themakeupspace.com, Bob Romero. You'll see them all in small 15-minute to 20-minute excerpts from the actual seminar that they do on themakeupspace.com. Now, if you go to themakeupspace.com, you have to pay for it. It's very, very inexpensive, all right? And we're doing, we're not really, we're doing well with that. The economy seems to be taking its toll with everyone. As a matter of fact, I don't know whether I should even mention this, but there's a very, very well-known name in makeup who owns a makeup school who I do understand, unfortunately, has just recently closed their doors. So the economy, as I'm saying, has taken its toll. Even with competitors, I was the first to open a makeup school, all right? Most of the other schools, with the exception of the one that just is having the problems, were opened either by graduates of mine or by employees that I terminated for various and sundry reasons. And some of those schools are really great schools. And some of them are just nothing more than student mills that just churn people in and out. And I would never wish harm on any of them because everybody has the right to make a living and a livelihood in this country. All right, it's our right. And so on hearing that one of the schools actually did go out of business, as much as you might think, well, he must be really happy that that one's gone now. I'm really not. I'm really not, because it's kind of a sad day that a makeup school on any level should suffer so severely from the economy that it would have to close its doors. So my thoughts go out to the man who owned that school. Moving right along here, I have, and by the way, I believe we have on this installment a great interview with a brilliant makeup artist, the man who did the makeup for a lot of the Star Trek, and practically all of the Star Trek movies except the originals that were done by Fred Phillips, Mr. Mike Westmore. All right, Mike Westmore. And we have that interview, and we've been asked by popular demand to rerun that interview, and so we're doing it this episode. We also have a really cute little segment with a hairdresser by the name of Richard Miller, who owns a hair salon outside of Greensburg, Pennsylvania, and that he does a man's haircut, and one of our crew, as a matter of fact, and he also does a young lady's haircut, and does a masterful job. So you want to see that and see how he works. And then there is a back in history, or a back in time a segment, again, that we've been asked to rerun, that is of one of my closest friends from years ago, who's no longer with us. He was the head of Max Factor's salon. His name is Bob Salvatore, Robert Salvatore, all right? Bob was a very close friend of mine, a very wonderful makeup artist. He succeeded working for Max Factor after Hal King moved on and retired. And so you'll want to watch that. He's adorable. And so I would like to, before I go on any further, speaking of great makeup artists, and I mentioned Rob Berman, I mentioned the situation of his coming from a very famous family. Well, his brother, Barney Berman, all right, along with Mindy Hall and Joel Harlow, have just won the Academy Award for their fantastic makeup achievement in the film Star Trek. Now, let me tell you something. I didn't see it in the theater. I have the luxury of having a really huge theater in my home. Now, I can seat 25 people in my theater. It's not a home theater. It's more like a theater in the home. You know, have you ever gone into any one of these small little malls where they have like 17 movie theaters, and you go in and there's like 20 seats, and it's actual theater? Well, that's what this is like. But my screen is huge. It's like 14 feet wide, and like 6-7 feet tall. It's huge, and it's all computerized and everything. And I can see. I've got state-of-the-art equipment where I can see everything in HD, DVD, and Blu-ray. And I ran Star Trek, I believe it was in Blu-ray, the other night. And I was just, this was before the Academy Awards, before I knew that they had won the Academy Award for Star Trek. And I was so captivated by that film. Not so much, not just the makeup. The makeup was outrageously fantastic. You know, it was really, really great. If you look in the casting, the way how they cast the people, the fellow who plays Spock, the young man who plays Spock, and the nose piece and the brow pieces and the hair that's all punched in by hand, you know, all this was done by Barney Berman and his crew of people out there at Proteus Lab, all right, under the direction of, obviously, the department head, Mindy Hall, and Joel Harlow, who is a brilliant makeup artist, I know, did a great deal of the work. And I, aside from commending them, I just have to say that the makeup not only was brilliant, but also it was like visiting old friends. You know, like I'm a Trekkie. You know, I love watching Star Trek. You know, and I loved seeing, you know, Leonard Nimoy again on camera. you know, in these historic moments where he does his, you know, live long and prosper routine. And it was just great. It kind of gave me goosebumps. But it's a film that is so well done. And if you watch the kid who's playing, and I'm sorry I don't know his name, the kid, listen to me, the old man of movies here doesn't, I'm not even up on these new kids, but whoever played the young version of Captain Kirk must have studied these past episodes, because he does things and he sits and he moves a certain way. You know, he moves just like William Shatner. And it's all tied together beautifully. And obviously, a lot of this is the result of really beautifully great direction. And so see it. If you haven't seen Star Trek yet, you know, I'm not going to tell you how it ends. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm just going to tell you that it's a great film. Not only is the makeup superb, but it moves, and it's got action and drama, and it's cute and it's fun. It has all of the elements of the original Star Trek television series, and some of the elements of the films that followed. And most definitely, the biggest treat of all was, of course, seeing Leonard Nimoy again on the screen. I wanted to see all the others. Oh, and the fellow who plays the Doctor, Bones, amazing. You will see how close these actors get to epitomizing and capturing the original characters. It's just phenomenal. So, Star Trek, watch it. You'll love it. And let's see here. And if you don't love it, you don't belong in this business. Sorry about that. That's my opinion. All right. Moving right along, there are several people who have passed away just in the past month that I must mention. First and most importantly, I believe, in the industry, was a young man by the name of Jim Orozco. And Jim was partner to V. Neil, and our prayers and our thoughts go out to V. Neil for her loss. Jim was a wonderful man. You know, I didn't really get to know Jim very well. We used V. Neil's brushes in our schools. I use V. Neil's brushes when I work, doing all these things that I do. And Jim and V ran the V's favorite brushes company, and ran it beautifully. And now, obviously, V is taking the helm and running the company. But the two of them were the most, and in memory will always be, the most beautiful couple. When they were together at dinners that I'd held after trade shows and in meetings when we were deciding, you know, what kind of brush kits we were going to put together for the students and all, the two of them were just so much in love and so cute. And so Jim passed recently, and I wished only that I had gotten to know him better. And I sent my love to you, V, and you're in my thoughts and my prayers. And when I come to Los Angeles, I'd like to get together with you and talk. Right? So, Zimbabwe. Also, a young lady by the name of Barbara Ann Harper. Barbara Ann Harper passed away, and she happened to be beloved mother of Travis Pates, the man who works for us here as one of our great instructors. He's a wonderful, wonderful instructor, a very, very talented young man. And I actually did his mother's makeup for the final presentation, as it's called, at the funeral. And so we had another death, Mr. Peter Graves. Peter Graves was a man that I worked with several times. And when I was a child growing up, he did a show, if memory serves, called Fury. And he played the father. It was kind of a Western type of show. And I can remember the kid, his little boy, his name was Joey. And so I kind of related to that. And I eventually worked with Peter Graves on numerous shows. And one that I remember most vividly was a film, a motion picture called Clonus. It's also known as Parts or the Clonus Horror. If you get a chance to see Clonus or Parts or the Clonus Horror, see it. I did some crazy aging makeup in that, and a lot of eye gouging and things that were somewhat ahead of their time at that point in time. And it's also, it was recently redone. It's called The Island. If you saw the movie The Island, well, that was a remake of my film, the film that I did the makeup for, the Clonus Horror. And Peter Graves was the star of that film. And just yesterday, Peter Graves passed away. So my condolences to the family, and my thoughts and prayers are with them. I also taught Peter's daughter makeup artistry, and I'm not certain that she's still working in the industry, but I know that she was one of my graduates many, many, many years ago. So Peter Graves just recently passed away. And if you don't remember Fury, and if you didn't see the Clonus Horror Parts, you may remember the movie Airplane. Well, he was the pilot, all right? He was the pilot of the airplane who kept asking little Joey if he liked gladiator movies. All right. So anyway, that's where we're going here. And all right, now we have a new director at the Hollywood School. Finally, we've got a director at the Hollywood School that's got some chutzpah, all right, who really knows what he's doing, and it's really he's there for us. I just got done pulling all the knives out of my back, for the past couple of years, and several years actually. And I finally have somebody I don't believe he has a knife or anything similar to, so I think I'm safe. And he is the new enrollment director at the Hollywood School. His name is David Michael Zweber. All right, charming man, just absolutely charming, incredibly articulate, very, very intelligent. And he is the new director of the Hollywood School, and he's keeping everybody in line there. All right, so when you go to the Hollywood School to get information about becoming a student there, you will meet Mr. Zweber, all right, David. And in Orlando, Amanda Chamberlain is the enrollment director. I say new, but she's been with us now for almost a year. So, and she is doing a really bang-up job, incredible job, just as Mr. Zweber is doing in Hollywood. Amanda Chamberlain is also running the Orlando School with an iron fist, and she gives a tour like I've never seen a tour being given before. I think she gives a better tour than I would. All right. So when you come to Orlando, you'll be talking to Amanda Chamberlain. And by the way, if you want to get information about attending either of the schools, you can call in for the Orlando School to talk to Amanda Chamberlain. You can call 407-363-1234. Easy. 1234. 363-1234. Area code 407, prefix 363-1234. In Hollywood, it's 323 467, I've only had this number for 45 years, and I can't remember it. 323-467-4949. That's another easy number. 323-467-4949. And there you'll be speaking to David Zweber. Now, if you're interested in finding out about the New York seminar, you must call the Los Angeles School and speak to Mr. Michael Roberts. All right, if you want to attend the New York seminar, and it's very inexpensive, and for those of you who are thinking of attending the New York School, the new Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Center School in Manhattan, if you attend the seminar, kind of as a preview of what the school is going to be like, we will deduct a great amount of what you paid for the seminar from your tuition. So you want to talk to them in Hollywood about that, all right, to Michael Roberts. All right, now, or to David Michael Zweber. Okay, and we have, obviously we have the cosmetics company, running at full speed. We have Jamie Claire Bojack, who is kind of the director of sales for Joe Blasco Cosmetics. And if you're interested in finding about Joe Blasco Cosmetics, if you have a salon, or if you want to order products, or you want to be a wholesaler of Joe Blasco Cosmetics, a retailer rather, of Joe Blasco Cosmetics in the United States, or a distributor around the world, this is the young lady that you would call, all right? Jamie Claire Bojack, and the telephone number is 1-800-553-1580. 1-800-553-1580. And more than likely, the person that's going to answer the phone is a young lady who handles our order desk, and her name is Carrie Sardone, all right? So you'll speak to Carrie Sardone, who is doing an excellent job of running our order desk and supervising Mercedes, our shipping department head, all right? So there you have a few names, and I am somewhat sad to say that a young man who has been doing a really wonderful job for us by the name of Bryce Cottle is going to be leaving us this week. And he's gotten a position with a company, a video company, production type company, school type thing that is going to take him away from us. But, you know, it's all about getting ahead in the business. And I wish him a great deal of luck there, and I know he's going to be very happy there. Hopefully as happy as he's been here, and that it turns into a wonderful and very awe-inspiring experience that will take him far in life. And if he happens ever to want to go to Hollywood, we have a job waiting for him in Hollywood. Okay, there you have it. Now, hey, guess what's going on? We have a thief. Yes, that's right. One of you out there is a thief. You stole volume 2. Yes, you did. Why did you do that? You're giving makeup artists a bad name. Volume 2. You know what I did was volume 2 of the new book that I wrote that's coming out. We brought volume 2 and volume 3 to the trade show in London, right? So that you could see the books. And these were the only 2 books we had because they were prototypes. They were printed up, right, specifically for the trade show. And somebody absconded with it. All right, so some person, you, up-and-coming makeup artist, you, you're a thief too. But anyway, I hope it does you some good. I hope so, all right? Because if I find out who you are, you're in for it. All right, so volume 2 and volume 3. Boy, is my life an adventure or what? Volume 2 and volume 3 is going to be coming out. We're going to be printing it finally. We're going to be printing these damn books in June, beginning of June, so that they're ready for the trade show, the IMATS, International Makeup Artist Trade Show. Well, I don't know if this is international. This is the one that's in Pasadena, right? The Michael Key and his fantastic group from Makeup Artist Magazine put on. And who, by the way, Michael Key was visiting with us at the Hollywood School just last week. And thank you, Michael, for coming in and talking to our students. It's always a pleasure to have you there. And so again, volume 2 and volume 3 are going to be coming out in time to be sold at the trade shows. And the person who is like my main distributor for these books, including volume 1, which is like 1,200 pages of beauty makeup, the main distributor is going to be Namie's Beauty Center in Valley Village, which is like North Hollywood. It's like on Riverside Drive. It's a place called Namie's Beauty Center. Okay, so if you want to order or pre-order any of these books, you can call Namie's Beauty Center in Valley Village, California, and ask to speak with John, I believe is the man's name. All right. Now, Kelsey's new movie, Kelsey Fry's new movie. What is it called? It's called Our Family Wedding. Our Family Wedding. And it stars America Ferrara, better known from Ugly Betty, and she's far from ugly. She is quite beautiful, actually. And Forrest Whitaker, all right? So you've got these 2 wonderful stars. It's a delightful film, very, very, very well done. And, of course, I can always speak for the makeup, right? Kelsey Fry was department head on that film. So go check it out. See Kelsey Fry's fantastic makeup on America Ferrera and Forrest, I keep wanting to say Forrest J. Ackerman. It's a habit, you know, Forrest Whitaker. And here, let's talk about something controversial. I've been wanting to talk about something controversial. The little devil in me, you know, the one that sits on my shoulder here. I call him Bird. He's the little devil because he's a little bird, right? You know, flying bird. And this little devil tells me that there's this movie, this fantastic movie that's winning all of these awards called Avatar. And it doesn't have very much special makeup in it. As a matter of fact, it's all done with computers. So I thought, well, let me go and check this out. Let me see what this is all about. So I was in New York. We were shooting up an episode of Mystery Diagnosis. And I went and saw this thing with the glasses, the 3D and everything. And back in my day, you know, 3D was not really 3D. It was just kind of like separated slightly, you know, and the glasses would bring it together, different colors. Well, this is a whole nother technology. It's just unbelievably amazing. And, well, it's James Cameron, right, who did this. Amazing. Titanic, right? Well, he outdid what he did in Titanic with Avatar. Avatar is amazing. I mean, there's just no other way to explain it. You know, as a makeup artist, I go, oh my God, they're doing all of this without makeup? Holy mackerel. Well, you know, I mean, sure, with $1 billion budget, you know, you can do anything, you know, with computers. But the day that computers really completely take over makeup are quite a ways in the future. But he's really moved it. He's moved it ahead a bit. He certainly has. And so you're going to want to see it. Check it out. It's quite a jewel of technology, and it has inspired me to add to our curriculum in Hollywood. We're starting in Hollywood with it, and then we'll also do it eventually in Orlando. We are going to add a CGI course that is going to be part of the Masters 3 program. All right, Masters 3. So far we talked about the professional program, and then the Masters 1 program, and then the Masters 2 program. Well, now we have the Masters 3. What is the Masters 3 program? Masters 3 program is a 2-year apprenticeship program. It's a 2-year apprenticeship program, all right? And when I say apprenticeship program, we call it an apprenticeship program. That's what it's called. But it is a course, right? It is a makeup course that is going to be advanced beyond the 1 and the 2, and will include all of the aspects of working electronically, doing computer-generated imaging, and that will, I think it will set, it'll give our makeup artists kind of an edge, our graduates an edge over the others in understanding that they can also work in that field if they want to. All right. All right. So that's exciting. Avatar. Haven't seen it. See it. All right. And part of the Masters 2 program here in Orlando, Florida, these kids are really lucky because they are actually going to be working on a real motion picture. It's called Opening Night of the Living Dead. That's the shooting title. Opening Night of the Living Dead. They may have to change that. I don't know. But all of the kids in the class are going to be working on it. It's going to be, you know, a real movie, theatrical release. You know, it'll say, you know, it's going to be all about zombies, right? Hundreds of zombies. And my kids, my graduates, my students are all going to be creating all of the zombies for this picture. And so the people that are now enrolled in the Masters 2 program in Orlando, Florida, and by the way, it's a continuous enrollment. So you can enroll in that program at any time and become part of the program and do makeup on this movie, right? And this is the movie where Michael McCracken Jr. and Warren Kirshner and myself are going to be designing the zombies. Okay, so and Diana Ayers and Aves rather and Travis Pates are going to be department heading it. And so anyway, so we have all of this going on, and I think I can say very quickly, just to summarize here, I want to thank our new distributors. We have new distributors for Joe Blasco Cosmetics in the Netherlands, in Belgium, in Luxembourg, in Italy, and in Egypt. So you can see our cosmetics company is expanding rapidly. And to be very, very cautious with the mineral makeup, folks, because just recently on Dr. Oz, it was reported that that there is something in the mineral makeup. What did they say it was? It was something that some kind of free radicals or something in the mineral makeup that if you breathe in, it's very, very harmful to your lungs. I don't know. That's their opinion. I am just reporting what they have said. So for more information concerning that, go to droz.com or whatever their site happens to be and look up the bad effects of mineral makeup, okay? And so once again, we've reached the end of another Backstage Chat. And I just want to thank you for being such avid viewers of MUA TV. It's a pleasure to continuously be able to do this for you. And I want you to know that I'm going to be basing myself more out of Hollywood in the very near future, where we're actually going to be doing daily shows from the new expanded MUA TV studio in Hollywood, California. And that's going to start up in about 6 weeks. So you keep your eye on MUA TV because there's a lot of great stuff we have in store just for you. So for MUA TV and for the staff and management of MUA TV, both here in Orlando, Florida and in Hollywood, California, I wish you adieu.